The rapture of the chosen ones. It's spoken about in the Bible, and we're all approaching an end. And lots of people don't believe it. They don't believe the Bible. We're all in this world together, and we're all fighting to survive, basically. And every creature is trying to survive. The smallest buck will run. And it's a dog-eat-dog world out there at this time. I advocate, I'm always advocating that to make our lives a little better. We take notes, we write things down, and we make decisions. In my video here, I have a little link to Myron Golden's his book. It's called From the Trash Man to the Cash Man, and if you click on that link or open that, copy that, paste that link, it'll take you to that book. It's a good book. It's a really good read, and I get a small commission off that if you order it through that link. But that's not the real purpose of this channel. Yes, we should work. We should get paid for our work, and people are saying, well, I don't want to make no money on preaching. Well, that's our job. We got to do this. So anyway, I've got this little story put together here. I will let you listen to it. It's on the rapture, and I believe it's something very important that we should know, that we're in this. We don't even know what this really is. It's almost like a dream or an illusion, but we have to use the tools that we have at our fingertips at the moment to survive while we are here. The end could come for you or me at any moment. We're breathing air. Our heart's pumping. Any of this could stop. And it could stop in a minute. But anyway, I put together this little story put together about the rapture and the chosen ones. If you could listen to it, I'll just play it through a reading program here, and comment on these things. Subscribe to the channel. Look through my videos and see what else you can, you find of interest there, because you're going to find lots of things of interest. I always suggest doing things every day. I'm going to play this. I'll play this right now for you, and grab a cup of coffee while you're listening. Okay, play. Whoops. Play. Play. Play.
The rapture of the chosen. Before the flames consumed the earth, and before the skies turned red with fire, there was a moment of divine intervention. A moment when the Creator called upon His chosen people to be taken up, away from the coming wrath. This moment came suddenly, without warning, like a flash of light breaking through the storm clouds of the end times. The world had already begun to unravel. Earthquakes had shattered cities, oceans had swallowed the coastlines, and the heavens themselves seemed to tremble in anticipation of what was to come. The righteous, those who had lived with the light in their hearts, had gathered in secret places, some in cities, others in rural fields, all anxiously waiting for the moment when God would reveal His plan. But they had no idea that it would happen so suddenly. It began with a faint hum, barely audible, as if the very air itself was vibrating in tune with some celestial frequency. People looked up, confused, unsure of what they were hearing, until a bright light appeared in the sky. It wasn't the sun, no. This was something else entirely. It was a glowing beam, a shaft of pure, radiant energy that shone brighter than the brightest star. At first it seemed to hover above them, but then it began to descend, slowly at first, then faster and faster, until it engulfed the chosen ones, lifting them off the ground. There was no explosion, no violent force. It was more like being gently lifted, as if the very air was a hand reaching out to scoop them up. And in that instant, the world seemed to stand still. The people who had been taken up did not feel fear. They did not feel confusion. All they felt was peace. Peace that passed understanding. As they were lifted higher and higher into the sky, the earth below them growing smaller and smaller. One by one, the faithful were gathered, their bodies glowing with a light that was not of this world. Some were taken from their homes, others from the streets, some even from the fields where they had been working. They were chosen not because of their strength, nor their wealth, nor their power, but because they had kept the light in their hearts, even in the darkest of times. And as they were lifted into the sky, they saw it, the New Jerusalem, descending slowly from the heavens. It was like a shining city, its walls of gold and its foundations glowing with the names of the 12 apostles. They saw the city's gates open wide, welcoming them home. For a moment, time seemed to bend. The earth below, with its crumbling cities and burning landscapes, was a distant memory. The chaos of the world, its wars, its hatred, its suffering was far behind them. The only thing that mattered now was the light, the warmth of the Creator's presence, and the promise of eternal peace. As they soared through the air, they felt themselves changing. Their bodies, once tired and worn, were renewed, their aches and pains vanishing as though they had never existed. They became lighter, more radiant, as if they were becoming part of something greater than themselves. Some reached out to touch one another, and in that brief contact, they shared a sense of joy and unity that could not be described with words. They were all in this together, all part of this great, divine plan. And then, without warning, they were inside the city. The gates of the New Jerusalem closed behind them, sealing them away from the destruction below. The light within the city was soft, yet brighter than anything they had ever seen. It was a light that didn't burn, but healed. The streets were lined with trees, whose fruit healed not only the body, but the spirit. The air was sweet with the fragrance of peace, and the walls of the city shimmered like crystal, as if the city itself was alive. They looked around, seeing faces, some familiar, some unknown, but all of them were radiant with joy. They knew that they were home, that this was where they were meant to be. They had been chosen, not because they were perfect, B.
It stopped. It stopped. Oh well. The transcript, I put the rest of the story underneath this in the description. I'll put the story in there. So, anyway, I have found some good books in my time. That Myron Golden's book, that's a link there. It's a good read. Also, this book, Confidence and Power in Dealing with People, that really was the first book that really changed my life. And it was, I had an inferiority complex, pretty bad, was not a sociable person. I was looking to escape from this world. But that can only happen in one way. Either we're beamed out of here or we go into the dirt and wait or whatever really it is. Comment in below here and let me know your views on things, and also try to help people with ideas of things to do in their day. Like while the video was playing, I was going through my lists. Like, I got massive amounts of lists that I've made over the last few months alone. And I was going through the list today. I make up a list as I go along for what I have to do tomorrow. I take from what I did yesterday, what I didn't do yesterday, and I put it in here, you know, like, and what do I have in this last list here? Okay, it's Monday, June 9th, 2025. Okay, sort wire and batteries. I have to, you know, I have a load of batteries and wire that I've collected and have around the property. You know, that's a way of helping yourself and cleaning the yard and making a few bucks, putting gas in the vehicle, exchanging your stuff for other stuff. That's what it's about. And okay, that's I got to put strut boot on that little car that I'm fixing. Okay, so that's on my list for things that I could do today. And as I do them, I check them off. Okay, I have to put the summer tires on the set of rims I had picked up at the dump because I needed a set of tires or rims. Okay, change oil in the truck. That's a necessity pretty soon too. Like, these are things I could do in the day, and I take what I can do in the day and I do it and I check it off as I go through. And then I make a, you know, and then I put the next day's date on the next page, and I look through what I didn't do, what I did do, and this helps you go forward. If I didn't have this to look at, I wouldn't have a roadmap, you know? You need a roadmap. Hey, okay, put something on, for sale on Kijiji, and so I have to just look around. Okay, I have to start on this Yukon. I picked up a Yukon last year. I got to do some work on it too. Okay, I got to finish body work on that little car also that I'm putting the strut in. So that's a list of things that I'm going to try to do some of those things today. And if, you know, there was a guy I talked about in the last video, he says, do one thing a day at least, one thing a day. And he's talking about building your YouTube channel. Well, that's another thing. Okay, I'm putting up a video, so I put that on the list. What I did today, I made up a video. I took the story that I got together last night, and I played it for use. And I'm advocating people to go forward, and if you buy that little book, it helps me in a little way, you know, like, just do things in your day, because at any moment the heart could stop, the breaths could stop, we could be zapped away. But until this thing happens, we are here. We are trapped in this. With Satan is the god of this world, but I don't bow to him. I will comply with his laws best I can, as long as they're not violating God's laws or causing me to cause harm by following the law. If I cause harm directly to somebody, I have to violate the law, because if that's going to hurt someone or cause some damage in some way, at that point I know that Satan has crossed the line. He's crossed the line. And when he's across the line, I can go against him. When he's not across the line, and he's put in position by God to be the God over this world at this time, he's put there by God. And I can't knock him off his throne, and I'm not supposed to step into his area of right. Which, years ago I have done, and it has proved to be no good. You know, dangerous, hurts people, hurt me, hurt the family, hurt, you know. What they say? You can't fight City Hall? Well, I guess you can in some ways, but anyway, I'm going to conclude this little video right now. Do make comments. Subscribe. You know, this channel's not monetized as of yet, and if it gets monetized, and you know, like, I mean, you can make maybe a little bit of money off that, but every dime, every little bit will help. Anything that you can do, multiple sources of different things, incomes, different things in your day, they all work together to make this life here better at this time. But remember, we don't take anything with us when we leave. We could be away in a second. We could be gone. And we're getting older. And there's no such thing as being too young to die, you know. Somebody commented on one of my videos, said, oh, I'm 25 now and you've just kicked my butt to get going or something like that. And I said to them, yeah, you're 25, you know. Some assume it's young. And when you're 25, sometimes you assume it's old. But it's 25 is, well, that's over a quarter way of your whole life when you think of it that way. I'm going to conclude right now, and come on guys, get going, comment, do things, take action in your day, because we only have the day, the moment, and we can make it better, we can make it worse, you know, we can make choices. We make choices, but choices sometimes are for the easy way, and you know, people don't like pain. People don't like to get hurt in any way. So, okay, I'm going to conclude right now, and see you in my next video.